History didn't just end World War II. It cracked it open. In one blinding flash, humanity crossed a line it can never uncross. Unlocking a force so powerful it didn't just destroy cities, it permanently altered politics, science, fear and power itself. The nuclear bomb isn't just a weapon, it's a warning, a legacy and a scar burned into global history. And to understand the world after 1945, you have to understand how this thing actually works. Let's cut straight into it. The moment power outpaced wisdom. Before nuclear weapons, war was about numbers, factories and manpower. After World War II, war became about physics. A nuclear bomb doesn't rely on fire or explosives the way traditional weapons do. It taps into the energy locked inside atoms themselves. That's not metaphorical power. That's literal, universe-level force. The same process that fuels stars. At the heart of a nuclear bomb is a simple but terrifying idea. Split an atom, release energy. Do it fast enough, in the right way, and the result is an explosion unlike anything humans had ever created. Splitting the atom without mercy. Most early nuclear weapons worked through nuclear fission. Certain heavy elements like uranium or plutonium are unstable at their core. When struck by a neutron, their nucleus splits apart. That split releases heat, radiation, and more neutrons. Those neutrons hit nearby atoms, causing them to split too. This is the chain reaction, and once it starts, there's no stopping it. The trick and the danger is speed. If atoms split too slowly, nothing dramatic happens. But if enough material is packed together instantly, reaching what scientists call critical mass, the reaction accelerates at an insane rate. In less than a second, energy equivalent to thousands of tons of conventional explosives is released. That's why nuclear bombs aren't just big bombs. They are perfectly timed machines designed to force nature into a violent tantrum. After World War II, nuclear weapons didn't fade into history. They multiplied. The science evolved fast, because once the secret was out, it couldn't be put back in the box. Nations realized that whoever mastered this force didn't just hold military power. They held psychological power. This era became known as nuclear deterrence. The logic was brutal but simple. If everyone has the bomb, no one dares use it. Peace through mutual fear. When a nuclear bomb detonates, the explosion is just the opening act. First comes the flash, brighter than the sun, releasing intense heat that can ignite fires miles away. Then the shock wave, a wall of pressure that crushes buildings and bodies alike. After that comes radiation, invisible and lethal, damaging cells, DNA, and future generations. And then there's fallout. Radioactive debris sucked into the atmosphere, drifting back down over hours or days, contaminating land, water, and life. Long after the blast fades, the damage keeps working silently. This is what made nuclear weapons different. They didn't just kill instantly, they poisoned the future. As decades passed after World War II, nuclear weapons became smaller, faster, and more precise. Scientists learned to boost fission reactions and later combine them with fusion, the process that powers the sun. These thermonuclear weapons used a fission bomb as a trigger to fuse light atoms together, releasing even more energy. Fusion bombs didn't just increase explosive power. They shattered any illusion of limits. Cities, regions, entire societies could be erased in minutes. And yet, paradoxically, this overwhelming power made leaders more cautious, not less. The bomb became less about use and more about presence. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Nuclear weapons are machines, but their control is human. Codes, decisions, alarms, and seconds of judgment stand between peace and catastrophe. History after 1945 is full of close calls, misunderstandings, and moments where disaster was avoided by hesitation, doubt, or sheer luck. Technology evolved. Human nature didn't. That's why understanding how nuclear bombs work isn't just science history. It's survival knowledge. It reminds us how fragile global stability really is, and how thin the line remains between order and chaos. Nuclear weapons didn't vanish with the Cold War. They're still here, still armed, still waiting. Their existence continues to shape global power, influence conflicts, and limit how far nations are willing to go. Every treaty, every standoff, every tense headline carries the echo of that first atomic flash. The bomb became the ultimate silent negotiator. It doesn't speak. It doesn't need to. And that's the scar World War II left behind. A world where science outran morality and, well, humanity has been trying to catch up ever since. The nuclear bomb taught humanity something no philosophy ever could. That absolute power doesn't bring control. It brings restraint, fear, and responsibility, whether we want it or not. Understanding how it works is the first step toward understanding why it must never be used again. This is the scars of a global storm fronts, where history isn't just remembered, it's understood. If this deep dive added value, hit subscribe, share this with someone who thinks history is just dates and names, and stay with us as we uncover the forces that still shape our world today.